Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to visit a country I went relatively recently, and that country is Latvia, and take a look at another one of their newer field rations. Now this particular one is pea porridge with smoked pork. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this new and improved Latvian NR4 field ration. This particular one is the pea porridge with smoked pork, and straight away you can see they're now in a nice new mylar bag. Just for comparison, I do have one of the older versions. This is the older Latvian side by side, and as you can see, a very plain, simplistic brown looking bag, much more improved design. You do eat with your eyes. Already you're anticipating this one to be better than the old one. Inside the old one you used to have tins, and there's also a stove in there with solid fuel tablets. This particular one is their NR7, and it is the pea puree with smoked bacon, so very much similar to the pea porridge with smoked pork. But I'm not here to review this one. This is the old one. I'm going to take a look at their new improved versions. So, as we said, in a nice mylar bag with new graphic design there. Tear open at the top, so we'll give this a tear. Oops, it's shredded there. Just take that off the top. So, resealable, reusable bag. Quite difficult to open. For some reason this is not having none of it. There we go. Finally got it open. So, what does this new Latvian NR4 pea porridge with smoked pork ration actually contain? Well, straight off the bat we have a chocolate bar, 50 grams. I believe in the old ones, if my memory serves me, there used to be a 30-gram chocolate bar, so the chocolate bars got bigger. We have some raisins. We have some plain simple, dropping everything today, let's just move all these out of the way. We have some plain simple almonds. We have some soy sauce, so some nice soy sauce. I do like these new snap open credit card style sachets as well. They have them with the honey, I noticed on the last one. Something different. Here is the main meal, which is the pea porridge with meat. It says there, but it says pork. So a nice, again, nice design, much better looking. Already looking forward to trying this one. Keep going. We have a nice large flameless ration heater. Obviously replaces the little hexamine style stove. There is 2 pieces of rye bread, again reminiscent from the old one. We also have a contents sheet with the calorific values for all the contents. Put that to one side. There is some napkins or TP. And we also have a little accessory bag which will, before that, nearly missed it, we have a rice porridge with blueberries. Now for the accessory pack, another little Ziploc bag. In there we have 1, 2, 3 Nescafe coffees, 2 20-gram packs of sugar, a biodegradable wooden spoon. Still going, very large pack. We have some gold tea, where to put them. We have some wet wipes, still going, some strawberry power gum, some strawberry gum, and last but not least we have some disinfecting hand gel, just leaving a little elastic band in the Ziploc bag. So this is the contents of the new and improved Latvian NR4 field ration. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And as you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray the contents of this new Latvian NR4 ration. And I'm going to start where I normally like to start, and that's things that need a little bit of preparation. Usually it's the hot drinks, but this time I have a rice porridge with blueberries, and this requires 8 minutes. So pour into a bowl, add 100 millilitres of water, wait 8 minutes and eat. So we should start there. A very simplistic rice based porridge. Looking at that, it's a dried rice with some little blueberries, and I'm going to forgo the wooden spoon which come with a pack. I've had these before. They do taste of the wood and they impart the flavour into the food, so to give it a fair chance I'm getting rid of the wooden spoon and bringing in, you knew what, the US MRE spoon. And with that I'm going to add about 100 grams, 100 mils of water. So I do like my porridge a little bit runny. I might have actually put a little bit too much in there, but we'll leave that to thicken, do its thing and see what happens. Moving along, I think next we need to have a look at the tea for the hot drink. It does come with 3 Nescafe coffees, but I think everybody knows what Nescafe coffee is. It's a pretty universal instant coffee sold around most of the world. So I'm going to go to have a look at the Lloyd Gold tea, standard commercial looking style tea bag. Don't seem to want to let go of its tag. There we go. And we are just going to give that about 1/2 to 3/4 of a mug of hot water. We'll just also add to that a little bit of sugar. There was 2 20-gram packets of sugar with this ration. I'm just going to add what I think is about a teaspoon. It's quite coarse granular, so approximately a teaspoon of sugar. So there was 2. Agitate that around a little. Leave that to do its thing. No cold drink in this instance, so just to clear my palate, I'm going to have some water. All troops carry water in the canteen. It's a standard. Water will always be available, so a little glass of water on the side there. And now it's time to start going around and opening the individual items. So this is some rye bread, nicely vacuum sealed. I need to bring in my little friend, and she'll just cut across the top. There was a nice hiss there when I opened that. That's a good sign, it means the vacuum is still intact. So there is 2 little pieces of rye bread, and as I said in my previous ones, in these new versions they do separate them with a little piece of cellophane, which is a great new addition. The old ones never used to do that. With a vacuuming they stayed as a solid hard block, but now you do able to separate the 2 pieces with a little cellophane block there. Moving on to this side, we have the plain simple almonds and plain simple raisins. So we shall open both of those and just get a couple of those out on the tray. Again, we won't be needing all of them, just demonstration. So there is a few of the almonds, just a few out of the large packet, and we shall do the same with the raisins. So just a few of each. There is a nice quantity left in the packs there. This is only a small portion taken out. Keep on going round. We have the 50-gram bar of chocolate. I did read the ingredients on the other one, contents on the old style. There was a 30-gram bar of chocolate, so this is one of the improvements, a larger bar of chocolate, which is always good in my book. We have some soy sauce to go into the mains. We also have a Power Gum strawberry flavour. We'll just open that ready. Try. Just a little stick of gum. I'll leave it in the wrapper for the rest of it. And now we're down to the mains. This is the pea porridge. It says with meat, but on the packet it did say with smoked ham or smoked pork. Just taking a little bit of chocolate off there. A nice improved looking pack. Straight away there's a nice smell emanating out there, a smoked smell. It has been boiling for about 12 minutes, so it's a very thick consistency, very thick squidgy consistency, very nice roast, smoked smell coming from there. So it looks like mashed potatoes, but I'm assuming it's peas. And I think I just need to get the tea out. It should have had time to do its thing now. So, start, well, I normally like to start, that is with the hot drink. So this is the tea, black with sugar. That's a decent tea. It's a sort of English breakfast tea. It's not strong, it's not bitter. It's a middle of the road, mild cup of tea, a little drop of milk. I do like milk. It also helps show the strength of the tea, but without milk or whitener, that's a decent cup of tea, reminiscent of home, I'm sure, in Latvia and in the UK. Certainly nothing wrong with that. So I'm just going to move along to the rice porridge. I did think I'd given it too much water, but now it does seem to have taken it all and reconstituted nicely, so that's probably about the right amount. So the rice grains look like they've reconstituted. There's rice and it is turning blue, some blueberries. Let's have a taste of this. Very simple flavours. It does taste just like boiled rice. I was expecting it to be a little bit more creamier, some sort of cream in there, but it does seem like it's plain white boiled rice. The blueberry flavouring is coming through in the background. It's not a massive flavour. It's quite basic flavouring. There is some sugar in there. It is basic white boiled rice in flavour. It's reconstituted nicely. It is edible. It's easy going, easy to chew, and you know there is some decent carbohydrate energy there. Not the most exciting, not the most inspiring, being just plain white rice, but it is edible. There is a slight sweetness and the blueberries do come through, so it is a good side dish or additional carbohydrate. Now I'm going to go along to the mains. I can see little chunks of what I would assume is pork. I'm assuming maybe mushroom, some dark pieces in there, some peas. There is a little bit of pea left there. So let's have a good old mix round. Give that a good old mix. Let's pause that moment, get down to focus. So it's a very stodgy looking mix, almost like mashed potatoes. Good flavour. Very heavy smoked pork flavour, which is nice. Salted, peppered, seasoned nicely. It is, as it looks, like a puree. It has the texture of a puree. A little bit more pureed than what you would consider mashed potato, but you can tell it's something like a pea or a bean. But that said, very much like mashed potatoes with smoked meat. Very nice, very tasty, very enjoyable. I am going to enjoy finishing that. To go with this, it's an extra load of carbs, so a lot of calorific value. We have 2 pieces of the rye bread. Anyone that knows me now knows I'm not a fan of rye bread, not because there's anything wrong with it. Usually it's just because, well, I come from in the UK, it isn't a thing, so I've not grown up eating it. I am slowly becoming more accustomed as I eat these rations. It is sweet, it's malty. We do have malt loaf in the UK, and there's a particular brand called Saurine. Anyone in the UK will know what that is. Saurine malt loaf. It has that sort of taste and texture. Very sweet. For me, a little bit too sweet to go with the mains. I like this with a little bit of honey or jam, but there is none in this ration, so with the main. It does go, the smokiness is intense enough to take away some of that malty flavour. So it is a good bulking agent, good quality bread, nice and fresh. If you're a regular rye bread eater, you'd have no problem with that at all. I need to clean my palate. Moving on along to the nuts and raisins. So a whole bag of almonds, whole bag of raisins. Start with the almonds first. Plain raw almonds, straight out the shell, still containing the inner husk, so some nice fibre. They are fresh, they are tasty, not roasted, not salted, but just plain raw almonds. I do like raw nuts. We also have some raisins, just what they are, plain, simple, dried fruit. The two together make a great combo. Pop them in your mouth walking along, extra energy boost. You could also, I'm sure, add a few extra raisins and probably some of the nuts too. So you got some extra nuts and raisins. In the porridge, probably not going to go with the smoked pork, but nuts, raisins and rice porridge. Certainly has a lot more flavour and texture. It does actually make the rice porridge a much better dish. I would be tempted to add half a packet of each to that. Half packet of nuts, half packet of raisins to make it a more enjoyable, nice rice porridge. But it does go well. Moving on round, we have the chocolate. So 6 blocks, nuts bloomed, nice snap. Firm chocolate. Crumbly. Good cocoa content. Around 55-60%, I'd say. Melts on your tongue. the right consistency between bitter and sweet, so it is around about 50-60% cocoa. You've got that strong bitter cocoa flavour, but at the same time there's just enough sugar to take that bitterness down, make it a really nice, enjoyable chocolate bar. Now, there is some soy sauce. Personally, I don't think that needs it. I am going to open it just to see what's in there. So it's a crack. Whoops, as you can see, soy comes out. Yep. I'll just give that a little bit in the corner. So I don't want to ruin this. I don't know if it will go with the soy, but it's there for a reason, so I'll give it a try. A little bit of soy will add more saltiness, I'm sure, maybe a little bit more depth. Does add an extra dimension. Didn't think that would go. Surprisingly, it's gone well. I'm going to add a bit more. It adds a little extra saltiness and a different flavour profile. Cuts down some of the bacon smoke seasoning. So just mix that in there. Soy sauce does go. I can see now why it was in there. Wasn't sure initially. The saltiness helps cut back some of the smokiness. And there's also that slight delicate soy addition. Nice addition in a strange way of packaging, but a good addition to the meal. Refresh the palate. Onto the gum, strawberry gum, little stick. Just have half of this. I am going to finish this. It is a nice enjoyable meal. Firm gum, very mild strawberry flavour, not the most flavoursome. It is that artificial candy, artificial sweet flavoured strawberry. Already the flavouring is going. It's only been in my mouth a couple of seconds. It's not the best quality. It is some gum with a slight strawberry flavour. If you're one of these people who just likes chewing gum regardless of the flavour's gone or not, I know some people like eating gum and they'll chew it for hours even with no flavour in it. It's good for that. If you enjoy the strong flavour, I've had that in my mouth less than a minute and already the flavour is waning. But it is something just to pop in your mouth and chew. So that's about it. Overall, a very enjoyable and filling meal. Very heavy on the carbs. Certainly a lot of calories, a lot of food in there, especially with the addition of the chocolate and the nuts and raisins. Much improved on what I remember of the older Latvian rations, and a much more enjoyable meal. So, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you, and goodbye.